Welcome back, y'all. It's Ann with Ann Made. Okay, to start the Hershey Nugget wreath, okay, the first thing we need is cardboard. And we have this right here. And it's not a very thick cardboard. It is just from a casserole box. Okay, you can use a cracker box if you'd like. Any thin type of cardboard, because we're going to be cutting this with the Cricut. Okay, and when we get to the Cricut, we need to change from the fine point blade to the deep point blade in order to cut these pieces. Okay, so all we're looking to cut is just these pieces here. Okay, and we'll need 2 of these. All right, so I'm going to go across the room here next door and to the cutter, and I'm going to show you how we cut these pieces. Hang tight. So in Cricut Design Space, you pick an image and then you go over here and you put it on your mat. Now for this image, it's not just a clear space, but that's what we want. Okay, so we are just gonna go over here and click on mat 1. So all we get is the outline of this wreath. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and outline it, hit continue, and it's going to ask us to set base material. Now I have my dial on custom, okay, so I can choose any material I like. And we'll just have to wait just 1 second for the computer. It has a funny way of taking its own time to do this. Okay, so we're going to hit browse all materials, and it'll give us a nice long line of materials, and you just want to find vinyl. Okay, we're at vinyl, so we're just going to use premium vinyl and click it and hit done. Okay, now you can look at your tools and make sure, okay, we've got the fine point blade and that's already in there. So we're going to come over here and we already have the vinyl. Okay, this is permanent vinyl in green, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to hit the flashing button. And it's going to load the machine, and then we're going to hit the flashing C, and it'll cut. As you can see, I have frog tape down, as always. Okay, can't go wrong when your mats aren't sticky enough. Alright. And this is 5.3 inches on the wreath itself. Okay. Alright, so that one is done. Okay, there we go. Now all we have to do is peel that off and stick it onto the cardboard. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and cancel this out, and we're gonna make another one of those. And I will meet you back over at the design desk. Okay? So hang tight. Okay, so I'm over at the design desk. Now I took the 2 pieces of vinyl and I placed them on the wreath. So this becomes the inside. Okay? Of course, we're going to match them up. And see, this is what I should have done last time instead of using the paper. So when we anchor the candies down, when they open it up, it won't make a mess. It'll look very nice and professional. Okay, so there's that step of it. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and cut the bow. And this is, of course, I said it was a print and cut. So we'll go over to the cutter and I will show you how to do the bow. Now, as I said in the previous video, I don't have any sticker paper, or I would make, you know, the poinsettias for this one. But I do not have any sticker paper. I am currently all out from what I used during the holidays. So do forgive me on that one. but I'm trying to go step by step and show you exactly how this wreath goes together. And like I said, once you know how to do this one, then you can do the rest. Okay, so we're going to step back over in the other room, and we're going to do the print and cut, and then we will put the closure in. And I do not have any candies right now, but I will show you how you put the loops in for the candies, and then they can just, I do have measurements, so we can just go ahead and loop it in there, and then they can slip the candies, or you can slip the candies in there, slip them out, and then we're gonna take and make this into an ornament that can be reused or hung on a door, or, you know, however you'd like to use it. Okay, so let's go back over in the other room, and I'll show you how to print and cut this bow. So in Design Space, I have this bow, and I have saved it from Christmas, and it measures 1.98 inches by 1.59 inches, okay? And what we want to do is print then cut. So right here up above, this needs to be marked print then cut, okay? And then you want to go over here to make it, and it is going to ask us to send it to the printer, okay? That's what's going to happen here. So we want to just move this down a little bit so it can get its marks, and we are going to go down here, and we are going to hit continue. Then we are going to go over here and send to printer, and we are going to hit next, and it will send to the printer after we hit the print button. Okay, so we've already printed, okay? And now we're gonna find our paper. We have to go to Browse All Materials, and we're gonna look down here in Paper. And we are going to select Copy Paper. So select Copy Paper, and then we will hit Done. Now we will load the machine with the material. And we will hit the flashing C, and it shall read the lines here. And as you can see again, I have the frog tape here, okay? Now all we're looking to do is cut this bow out completely as a die cut. Okay, so you want to make sure everything in your Design Space is set to die cut this out. So it's reading the lines, and then after it does that, it will proceed to cut the bow out. And of course, if you wanted to do a whole page of this, you would have to print them one here, one here, one here, one here, one here, one here. And so now it's going to cut. Okay. So once you see the flashing light here, then we'll remove. And now all we have to do is just pop it out of there, okay? So that is how print and cut works. And I'll meet you back at the design desk. So now that we have print and cut our bow, what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna attach it to the first part of the wreath. And we're gonna do that using the glue runner, okay? And what you'll do is just go right across with the glue runner, and then down, down. Make sure you put your top on this because it will dry out your glue runner, okay? So now we're just gonna fasten the bow here, like so, okay? And there we have our bow, okay? So that part is fairly simple. All right, so we now have that. And like I said, this is 5.3 inches sized up in your Cricut. Okay, so this is the one we just cut out. I showed you how to do on there. Okay, now what we're gonna go ahead and do is, what you wanna do here is you wanna make sure when you cut your laminate, you want 2 inches, and you wanna make sure that you leave a space in between so your candies will fit. Okay, this is very, very important. I'm going to locate the laminate and I shall be back in one moment. So here we have Scotch photo laminating sheets. Now you've seen me use this before in the clear core part of my flicker lanterns. So this is what we're going to use to make the closure. Okay, so you need 2 inches of it. Okay, and what you want to do is kind of fold it into a little bit of a box, or I say a tunnel, kind of like this. Okay, so you'll have one flat piece here that'll attach to the wreath, and the bottom part will attach to the wreath. Now you're leaving a little bit of space, I'll say maybe 1 inch for the candies. Okay, now seeing as how we've used vinyl for the underside here, you really do not have to get very picky on how you match this up. I wouldn't get very picky as far as you matching it up, but I went ahead and I put my glue runner on the laminate itself. Okay, and then I went ahead and picked the piece up, and I didn't really match it. I just kind of stuck it there. Okay, and that will leave room for your candies. So this way, when the recipient opens it, it will be fine. Okay, your candies will still be there. You'll have enough room. And seeing as how the backside, the underside here is green, okay, it's not really going to matter if it, I mean, they're going to hang it in a window. You've got green back behind it. Got green in the front here, and you've got green on the inside. Okay, so like I said, I've already attached the print and cut bow. I would have rather done this in vinyl, but I do not have any red vinyl. So they will open it up. Now what I'm going to show you is how to anchor your candies. Now see, that doesn't, the glue runner here really doesn't make that much of a mess, but we're not going to use the glue runner to anchor the candies. We're going to use a double-sided tape. Okay, of course I have no candies right now, but I have measurements, so I'll go ahead and I'll measure that out and show you how I make the loops and put them in. And of course, you know, the packaging is pretty self-explanatory. You just get the right size packaging, clear container packaging, the plastic, you know, packaging for it after it's all said and done, after it's all put together and your candies are in there. And then once they eat the candies out of it, you can go ahead and flatten it, and or you know, we can punch a hole right back here in the back. Actually, what you can do, if you really want to, is after they've eaten the candies, you can just pull this closure right off here, and you can just make it flat like that. Okay, and of course you'll have a way to hang it with a beautiful piece of festive ribbon or whatever you like. Like I said, for this one here, you know, I just did the paper and I really wasn't happy with the way it looked after they removed the candies. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to loop for the candies, and then that will be it. I mean, it's simple and tedious on the other hand. I mean, so which has taken me such a long time to actually do, you know, some in-depth video about this thing. All right, but I think it's pretty cool and it's different. Like I said, it's just a different way to give Hershey Nuggets. Okay, so there you go, and I'll be back with the looping of the candies. All right, hang tight. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Ann with Ann Made, and if you're just joining me, thank you. So I've been working on the Hershey Nugget wreath. Okay, and we are at the last step here. And when you're at the last step of this wreath, it is basically just covering the candies and anchoring them into the wreath itself. Okay, so this is not very hard. Okay, I put a piece of double-sided tape here to close it. Now, when the candies are gone, okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the candies out. You can also remove the paper, and we have double-sided tape here, okay? So once we fold this flat, we're going to take this piece out. And I've also poked a hole with the hole punch. I hope you can see that right here, okay? And that will be used to put the decorative ribbon or whatever they want to hang it from, okay? All right, so that's gonna keep it closed. And that's basically how you do this, okay? I think it's pretty cool, but like I said, there's a lot of elements to this, okay? And it has to be done right or it just will not come out right, all right? So there you go. I hope that helps a little more. I've been doing the best I can trying to explain how to do it, and then on the video, of course, showing you exactly how to do it, but that's how it comes out. Now, since there's 6 candies in there, that's why I put the 6 poinsettias, but of course I have no sticker paper at the moment, so has to be this one, okay? So there you go. That's totally done and over. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope you got, you know, hope it helped you out on how to make these, and like I said in the description over in the post section of the channel, if you don't feel like making it or you don't feel as though you can make it, I would not even dare try to do this by hand because it'll take you forever. It takes me forever to do it on the Cricut. It would never be feasible to do by hand, okay? So that's that. Well, I hope y'all have enjoyed it. I hope you'll come back to the channel and join me again. All right? So if you can make this one, you can definitely make these. And like I said, I don't have the ornament. I must have given it away as a gift this past Christmas, which I don't doubt. I had so many things going on during Christmas it wasn't even funny. So join me again. Take care. Stay happy. Stay blessed. Stay safe. And above all, stay crafty. Take care.